Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we're coming to you live today. Today is Monday, October the 11th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming to you every day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, for the next however long for this show. All right, everybody needs a break, and then on the weekends, maybe you want to catch up with the show. You can, but till then, no more Tuesdays and Fridays. I was getting tired of that. We need to produce the content. The people need to hear us. You want to hear us. I missed you, so we're back. You know, the days of doing the show 7 days a week was insane. We won't be doing it 7 days a week, but we'll definitely be doing it Monday through Friday. So today's the first of many episodes to go. So we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with something today that I want to discuss with you. And this is a show about marketing. This is a show about this show. What the crux of this show is about. It's about giving you confidence, giving you the ability to learn how to market yourself so you can position yourself in whatever market you want. You know, we are here for that. We're here to talk about marketing. We're here to talk about copywriting. We're here to talk about the things that you need to really get down the highway. Now, we definitely will start doing more about copywriting because that's the road I am traveling down, the copywriting road. But a lot of this is marketing, and we're going to talk about the old school ways of marketing. We're going to talk about the new school ways of marketing. We're going to talk about positioning yourself as an authority. We're going to talk about how to do that. We're going to bring you what you need when it comes to marketing yourself in any genre. It does not matter what you want to do. It does not matter what kind of marketing you are in. You can apply this stuff to whatever market you are in. You can apply this to whatever thing you want to do. This stuff will work. We talk about the mental capacity you need for this. We talk about the tools you might need for this. We cover all this in this podcast. This is more of an entrepreneur show. This is more of a business show. But the name of the title is the name of the show is Online Marketing Moves. You know, that's a little misconception. I know that's the name of the title, but we're here to show you how to market yourself online, offline, and all points in between. Because I want you to, and the main goal of the show is for you to free yourself from the job that you probably do not want, the job you probably have, you know. And we talked about this before. Me myself, I've been a truck driver for the last 15 years, and I've had my fill of it. You know, I'm tired of it, and I'm pivoting my life to do something different. And I hope the same for you. You know, and there's nothing wrong. If you want to keep your job, that's great and everything like that. But if you're listening to this show, more than likely, you probably don't want to keep your job. You probably want to start a business for yourself. You probably want to be an entrepreneur. So we will get you down that road. All right. And so we are here for that. Monday through Friday, we're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about all that stuff. But today, we're going to talk about something that's very important. And we're going to talk about something that if you don't get out of this kind of nonsense, then you will never make it anywhere. And I'm going to talk about this. Last week I told you I watched Dave Chappelle. I watched his special this weekend, but last week I heard about Dave Chappelle, and the people was all upset. The LGBTQ community, they were upset with Dave Chappelle. They wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle, this, that, and the other. And I thought to myself this weekend, I had a thought, and I said, why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, more and more in my life, I've turned to God more and more in my life, and I don't really watch a lot of TV anymore. I don't really. I even cut out, and you know, you don't have to go this extreme. I'm not like, you know, saying it's bad or anything. Like, I used to listen to one of my favorite CDs when I was a kid was the Snoop Dogg CD, Gin and Juice, you know, or Doggy Style. That was the name of the album. Doggy Style was the name of the album, and I used to listen to that a lot. And I was listening to it one day, and I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Especially now since I've had a daughter, maybe my eyes are, maybe I see the world different, you know. But I just thought to myself, I said, you know what? I'm having more of a relationship with God, and I want to be more, you know, listen, I'm never going to be perfect. We all know that. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. But I want to more or less walk in the path of the Lord. You know, I want to do more things that's, you know, not a lot of I want to cut a lot of nonsense out of my life. And me listening to an album that talks about, you know, calling women bees and, you know, and talk about smoking weed. And I've never smoked weed a day in my life. So I'm like, what are we doing, you know? So I've cut that stuff out, you know? And I thought to myself, I said, I've never really, you know, I've only looked at Snoop Dogg. I never looked at Snoop Dogg as anything more than a great, you know, hip hop artist. You know, I admire him for his, you know, I admire him for the lane that he's in. You know, speaking of marketing, Snoop Dogg has marketed himself to, you know, when you think about marijuana, when you think about that kind of stuff, you think about Snoop Dogg. You know, he has created a lane for himself, and it's a very profitable lane, and so you can't be mad at that. It's marketing we can always explore one day in the episode. But as far as music, I'm like, I don't really listen to a lot of, you know, cursing anymore and stuff like that. You know, it's just my personal choice. You know, it's not a big deal. But I was thinking about the people in the LGBT community, and I was thinking about Dave Chappelle, and I thought to myself, why are they putting Dave Chappelle's opinion? And this is for a lot of people. A lot of people take celebrities. Just because you're famous and everything like that does not mean that you have to believe every word that they say. You know, their word is not the gospel. And I thought to myself, Dave Chappelle, he told a joke one time, and it's a very funny joke. And if you ever go on YouTube, please listen to it. And he talks about Ja Rule, and he says, you know, who gives a F what Ja Rule thinks about at a time like this, you know? And it's very funny. And me and my friend, we bring that up every now and then, and I always laugh. And then I thought to myself, these people should apply the same joke that Dave Chappelle told about Ja Rule. They should apply that to Dave Chappelle. Like, why are they giving him this much power? You know, not everybody, but a lot of people in the LGBT community, they're pretty sensitive about a lot of different things. But why are they giving all these people this much power over them, you know? And why are they listening to Dave Chappelle? You know, if he says jokes, or he says his feelings, his beliefs, or whatever, that's on him, you know. You can't get offended. You should not get offended by what people say, you know. Me as a black man in America, if somebody walks up to me today, you know, 30 years ago, somebody would have walked up to me and called me the N-word, we would fight. Now I'm 42 years old. If you walk up to me and you walk up to me and call me the N-word, I'm only going to look at you, and I'm only going to think you are an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, that's a word. It does not reflect who I am. It does not reflect on me, you know. And in order for you to really, you know, if you're going to be a top-notch marketer, if you're going to be a top-notch if you're going to be a top-notch entrepreneur, a top-notch marketer, the words that people tell you, no matter who they are, you can't take them seriously. You can't believe everything. If somebody says, can you imagine you getting upset if somebody says, hey, your product sucks? If you have 99 great reviews and you have one negative review, can you imagine getting upset about the one review? Who cares about the one review? Why should you care about the one review, you know? It's the 99 positive reviews that you look at and you say, all right, I'm producing a great product. All these people like it. It does not matter. The worship of celebrity, the worship of these idols, I mean, it has to stop. It It has to stop. It's a lot of nonsense in the world, and it's like when you see people getting scammed with these cryptocurrency stuff, and people are like, or Kim Kardashian is selling Bitcoin, and are you gonna take financial advice from Kim Kardashian? Are you gonna take financial advice from Jake Paul? Are you going to listen to any of these celebrities about anything when it comes to your life? Are you going to listen to them? Like, why would you give these people this much power over your life? And I've never in my life understood this. I never understood why people take celebrities, the voice of a celebrity, so serious. Like, it would be great for me and you if we could be a celebrity, because then it would be a lot easier as far as marketing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the power of celebrity is wonderful, but as far as if you listen to this podcast, please do not fall for the false idolhood of celebrity. Do not look at celebrities as a god. Because it will lead you to a path that you do not want to go down. Okay, it will lead you to a path of nonsense and destruction, and you do not want that. And you can't give anybody power over you. This is the point of this episode. You cannot give a celebrity power over you. You cannot give your family power over you. You cannot give friends power over you. If you tell your friend, hey, I want to do XYZ, and your friend laughs at you, then they're not your friend anyway. I'm not saying when I tell you, I mean, if you tell your friend, I have a vision, I have a goal, I'm on a mission, and the mission, and you honestly believe in your heart that this is the mission that you should be on, and they laugh at you, then they're not your friend anyway. And so I'm not saying, you have to just cuss them out or anything. I wouldn't even cuss them out. I wouldn't say anything to them. Just go on your mission and do what you need to do. The words that people tell you are non-existent. Like there should only be about maybe two or three people in your life that their words weigh heavy with you. Like for me, it's my wife. My wife tells me something, I go, all right, I'll tend to listen. My mother, she tells me something, I tend to listen. I have a best friend. If he says something, I go, okay. But as far as the rest of the world, as far as it goes to strangers that I don't know, strangers on Twitter, strangers on social media, I could give a flying leap what they think. If somebody wrote me and said this podcast is crap, I would say thanks for listening. You know what I mean? Thanks for giving me a try. But I'm not gonna sit there and ponder and think and begrudge. I'm not gonna let anybody's voice weigh me down. I remember I hit a low point in the podcast, and I wasn't getting many listeners at one point, and I was like, what's going on, And then I thought maybe people don't like it or something, and I said, you know what? All I can do is keep going, keep moving, keep pushing, this podcast, and I can't convince people. I can tell you to listen, I can tell you to give us a shot, and that's it. If you don't want to give us a shot after that, then what can I do? I'm not gonna beg anybody. I'm not gonna say, hey, please listen to my podcast. No, if you listen, you listen. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. If you don't like it, eventually, if you're like, I'm tired of this guy, then by all means, don't listen. But the words that people say weigh nothing to me. Like, I appreciate you listening. If you have a comment, if you have a criticism, then by all means, tell me that. But if you say this show sucks, then I'm just going to say thank you for listening. That's it. And I probably won't even reply to you, because those words mean nothing to me, okay? if you say I've been listening since the beginning and I think blah blah blah, then I'll take your comment, with the grain of salt. I'm more apt to listen. But if you just come listen one episode and tell me I suck, then who cares? And it's so much these days. People act like they're so affected by words, and it's amazing to me. And it's like, who cares? Everybody has an opinion, and that's why we talk about on the show. If you're gonna make it, if you're gonna create content, if you're gonna be on YouTube doing podcasts, then have something to say. Like, stand on what you believe in, and take it from there. It's just like somebody's gonna listen to this podcast tonight, and they're gonna say, "This guy believes in what? Jesus and the Lord, and he don't want to listen to Snoop Dogg no more. He's a lame." And they're not going to listen after that, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm okay with that. But I believe, I have my beliefs, and I'm not going to sit here and become a preacher, and I'm not going to sit here and talk to you all day long about Jesus Christ or God or anything like that, or my Bible readings. Of course not, because this is not this show. This is a show about marketing. This is a show about, creating a business for yourself, So we're definitely not going to get into that. But if it's on my mind, I'll bring it up and passing. But I'm not here to force it on you. But I'm also not ashamed to say I believe in the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, it's just who I am. And so I say all that to say, and before we go, Malcolm X had one of the best quotes, especially if you're an African American. Well, I don't really say African, but if you're black, if you're from America and you're black and you listen to this show, Malcolm X says something that's very important, and it's for anybody. And he said, only black people in America are the only ones who they bring out the rapper or the athlete, or the actress or whatever, and they try to make them out to be some type of civic leader for us, And I would definitely, if I was you, I would say at this point in your life, wherever you're at, I would say, LeBron James doesn't speak for you. Dave Chappelle does not speak for you. These people do not speak for you, as far as athletes, and they're entertainers, they're here to entertain people. And hey, they make a lot of money doing it. God bless them. But they are not the people that are going to help you, become the first black person to fly across the moon or whatever, So stop it. Stop the worshiping of the false idols. You know what I mean? And don't take the words. Don't take the words to heart. Let's say you become famous, and Dave Chappelle says you suck too. Don't take these people's words to heart. Don't take anybody's words to heart. Don't be so super sensitive that you're ready to boycott somebody just because they say something that you don't believe in. Everybody has an opinion. And at this point in your life, the only concern you should have is the concern of yourself. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you focus on you, the more you focus on your family, and the more you focus on your goals, everything else should not matter, and everything else will not matter at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You focus on you, focus on your family, you focus on your goals, you focus on what you want to do with your life, then all this other stuff will just be white noise. I don't worry about anything else. I worry about this podcast. I worry about creating content. I worry about copywriting. I worry about my business. I worry about my wife. I worry about my baby, and that's all I got. I could care less about what so and so said about so and so in the gossip blog. Like, come on now, like cut it out. All right, and so. This podcast, this episode is about, don't let people control you. Don't let the words that people say control you. Like, you're better than that. You're bigger than that. You're an adult. You have a lot going on, and the last thing you need to worry about is what Your coworker said, "Oh, you trying to start that? That's bull. You ain't gonna make it. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Forget about them. Don't even worry about it. Do what you need to do. Run your race, and everything else will fall into place. All right." And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the episode today. We'll be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Zano. Thank you for listening, and it's all.